Here it is, the game that sold me a Genesis. I can vividly remember the first time I ever saw Super Monaco GP on display. I was in total awe. I had seen the Genesis before, but nothing impressed me like this game did. Cockpit view, Formula 1 tracks, and it all looks so good. I talked my dad into renting the system and the game that day, and I started saving my money. I owned the console and Super Monaco GP within the month. Super Monaco GP was based on the most recent of Sega's arcade Monaco GP series. In it, you run 2 races, one in dry weather and one in wet, over an original course loosely based on the real Monaco Grand Prix circuit. But it doesn't end there. Like Super Hang-On before it, Super Monaco GP features an extended career mode, complete with a bit of player progression. Here you take on an entire field of drivers and cars that have been inspired by those found on real F1 circuits throughout the 80s. Instead of McLaren, Ferrari, and Arrows, you'll be driving for teams like Madonna, Ferenz, and Bullets. The liveries on each car belie their real-world counterparts. You start your career on the third-tier team Minaret, tasked with becoming the champion. You do this by challenging and beating drivers on better teams. Keep beating them, and those teams will eventually offer you a seat, putting you in a faster car and enabling you to win more points, ultimately earning the championship. If you do win a championship, superfast upstart G. Sarah appears and costs you your ride. Then your job is to regain your sweet seat with Team Madonna and defend your title.
Nice driving. Good luck.
In a post-Gran Turismo Forza Motorsport world, the gameplay in Super Monaco GP feels very simplistic, because it is. The winning strategy on most tracks is to move to the far inside of every turn and control the subsequent slide using the throttle and brake to maintain as much speed as possible on exit. That being said though, the tracks are extremely varied and you'll find that you can't just go full throttle through the whole game. Each track is based on one of the 16 circuits run in the 1989 F1 season, so it features such legendary racing tracks as Monza, Monaco, Suzuka, Spa, and Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And the game is so impressive for a console racer circa 1990. It looks gorgeous. The scaling effect is excellent, real weather variations affect grip, you can actually see your driver steering the car, it has pit stops, tire wear, even a rearview mirror. Super Monaco GP is the first of many F1 games we'll be seeing in Generation 16. In the 80s and 90s, unlike today, there were a lot of Japanese developers churning out F1 games across the arcades, home consoles, and computers. The country had a bit of a love affair with F1, and in particular with Ayrton Senna, who had won the championship in 1988 driving a Honda-powered McLaren MP44. Senna was the darling of Honda, to the point that he was heavily involved in the development of the Honda NSX. For a long time, Senna was F1 in Japan. In fact, while Sega didn't have an F1 license, it's pretty obvious that the car featured on Super Monaco GP's arcade cabinet is, in fact, Ayrton Senna's championship McLaren MP44. It's no surprise that the Mega Drive sequel to Monaco GP actually features the Brazilian champion's name right in the title.